If you're watching this, you've probably poured years into your business. But lately, you just feel stuck. You keep asking yourself, should I push through as I was always told, or maybe shut it down and start something new? In the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through a simple 4-step process to decide if you should quit or push through. Let me start with a short story. There was a guy I knew who worked as a senior tech person. He loved tech and startups, but was fascinated by investing. One day on a trip to Omaha to see Warren Buffett, he got inspired. He decided to become an investment advisor on the side, maybe even more later on. It took him 3 months to pass all the regulations exams. And then he started his little investment business. In the first month, he recruited his 2 best friends and brother as clients. His dream came true. He was managing $100,000. Over the following decade, more friends and acquaintances became his clients. He was still working 50, 60 hours a week for startups and another 15 hours on weekends growing this side business. There was, a ton of sacrifice. His kids always saw him with an annual report in his hands, even when he took them to the city. He was there, but sometimes not really there. He went to his kids' concert, but his mind was full with quarterly data. You know what I mean, right? After 15 years, things just got stuck. No new clients. He already managed millions of dollars, but it wasn't exciting anymore. Recession, slowdowns, friends questioning his investment decisions, some even left. He had to put so much into it. He didn't want to disappoint anyone. But it never grew beyond a side business. More regulation, less time, less energy. He tried to push through. A few years later, nothing changed. Just more paperwork, more frustration. He was in a deep. He didn't know it at the time. He just knew it was painful. Then one day his spouse said, "What if you just quit?" It was the hardest decision he ever made. He called all his friends explaining his decision. And he quit. Maybe you have a similar story. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you're pushing through and see no results. Maybe you want to quit, or maybe, you still see hope. I know how it feels. You see, I was able to tell you this story not because this person was my client. I know it because it was me. Do you feel this way? If it sounds like everyday feeling, let me share the exact 4-step process that would have saved me years of frustration and pain. Step 1, understand your deep. Seth Godin, the brilliant marketing and strategy person, wrote a short book called The Deep. I believe the key message in this book is knowing when to quit is just as important as knowing when to stick. The worst part isn't quitting, it's sticking with the wrong project. So you never have time for the right one. So what is this deep? The deep is that challenging, frustrating, boring middle part of any pursuit. It's when things get hard, progress slow, and you feel stuck. It's the time when most people quit. It's interesting that Seth Godin says that the deep exists as a, natural barrier to separate those who succeed from those who don't. Remember the beginning? Your business beginning, when everything feels exciting and full of possibilities, then progress slows, obstacles appears. You start to wonder if it's even worth it. There are really only 2 options at that point. You either quit or you keep pushing. And success comes from quitting the wrong pursuit and pushing through the deep for the right ones. Step 2, see your future. In the book, Seth explains there are actually 3 kinds of struggles. The first one is the deep, a temporary setback that will get better if you just push through. The second one, Cul-de-Sac, or dead end. It's the situation where no matter how hard you work, you just don't get anywhere. And the third one is the cliff. If you continue to push through things just get worse and worse and worse until you hit rock bottom. The decision becomes easier once you know which one you're in. If it's deep, you push through. If it's cul-de-sac or cliff, just quit fast. Here are the 3 questions to help you figure it out. Question number 1. If I quit today, would I be giving up on something meaningful? If it's still meaningful, but it's just hard, that's probably a dip. If it's pointless or not aligned with your long-term goals, that's a dead end. Question 2. Am I still getting better at what matters most here? If your skills, result, or reputation are improving, even slowly, you're in a dip. If progress is flat, you're probably stuck in a dead end. And if it's getting worse, you're heading, yes, toward a cliff. Question 3. Is there a clear, desirable outcome on the other side? And do I still want it? If there's an exciting, meaningful payoff ahead, that's a dip. If the outcome doesn't exciting you anymore, that's probably a cul-de-sac. Answering these questions will help you see the future clearly. Here are a few specific examples from 3 clients of mine, the deep clients. He was a restaurant owner that's struggling through, during a downtime, but still getting repeat customers and positive review. We worked together to push through. 6 months later, the restaurants were booked solid. The Cul-de-Sac client, a branding company that can't get new clients and barely holds its existing ones. Even after hiring salespeople and changing the marketing strategy, nothing good happened. They quit after 2 more months. And the cliff example. It was a tutoring software company that keep losing clients to a new AI tools. And they just can't seem to distinguish their solutions anymore. The owner shut down the business and he went back to be an employee and he's much happier today. But here's something important. Even if it's a dip, you need to make sure it's the right dip and not, the wrong pursuit. And that brings us to step 3. Step 3, the right pursuit for you. Success comes from quitting the wrong pursuits and pushing through, the right ones. So how do you know if this dip is worth it? Let's look at a tool called Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that helps you find purpose and live a full life, or a fuller life. It's the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs and willing to pay for. Where those overlaps, that's your Ikigai, your purpose. Write those down and ask yourself, is this pursuit, the one that you're struggling with right now, is this aligned with your Ikigai? Let's say that you love what you do and you're good at it, but the world doesn't really need it. Or maybe it needs it, but won't pay for it. Then it's probably, it's probably not the right pursuit. If this pursuit is for your personal growth or a hobby, yeah, sure, push through. But if you want it to be a business that supports your long-term goals, it's not the right dip to stay in. And here's one more question to check yourself. If I focused my current energy elsewhere, could I create more value? Your Ikigai points you toward meaning, but sometimes there's more than one option. I've been a software developer, an investment advisor, business coach, author, and an operations executive. And at some point, all of these fit my Ikigai, but not all of them allowed me to create much more value. That's how you know where to focus. Step 4, winners push through. It used to be that every town had one realtor, one grocery shop, one bank, sometimes one doctor. Back then, finding the right pursuit was simple. You just found what you loved, what you were good at, and what people needed. If you loved houses and were great at explaining the buying process and your town didn't have a realtor, you just hang a sign and started. Even when things got tough, like during a recession, you know that when things get better, people will call you because there was no one else. You were always the winner. When there is only one, that one is the best. But today there are over 3 million licensed real estate agents just in the US. You see, we live in a world when the winner takes most. The best realtors gets most of the deal. The best AI tool, the best luxury brand, the best basketball player, same story. So the last step is this: push through in a pursuit where you can be the best. Think about it and answer, what do I do best? Or what do I do better than most? You don't need to be the best in the world, just the best in your niche. Maybe you're the best realtor in your town for multifamily homes up to 4 units. Maybe you're the best investment advisor for a specific type of client, or the best insurance person for childcare businesses. Being the best in your field is rewarded disproportionately. That's the kind of deep worth pushing through. You see, the deep exists because being the best takes effort, sacrifice, and focus. Most people quit during that time. And that's exactly why those who stay, those who stick, those who push through will succeed. When you find your niche and your ikigai and you push through the deep, that's where remarkable success happens. I hope these 4 steps help you decide whether to quit or push through. And if you need help making that decision, or if you've decided to push through and want to start taking massive action, I'd love for you to check out my coaching services in the description below. Let's start building your success together. If you like this video, please leave me a comment and subscribe so we can keep in touch and I can share more ideas on how to better your business operations. Thank you for watching and may you have a remarkable life.